everything you want that you don't currently have is at a higher level of awareness and vibration than where you are right now. So you must step forward into that higher level, which is going to require you to grow and change. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Unstoppable Woman podcast. I'm super excited that you're here. I'm Amira Alvarez. I am the founder and CEO of the Unstoppable Woman. And today we are talking about how to get what you want as a female entrepreneur, as a woman who is running her own business. You have lots of dreams and desires. Am I correct? You are someone who wants more for herself, someone who's going for more, who has goals, dreams, desires, outcomes that she wants to achieve and receive. And sometimes when you are scaling your business, there are challenges. Maybe they're cash flow challenges. Maybe they're sales challenges. Maybe they're marketing challenges. Maybe they are workflow challenges or leadership challenges or management challenges or hiring challenges, right? The list goes on and on. Sometimes it's just about how do I manage my time? How do I get to the end of my to-do list? There are inevitably challenges. And those challenges are between where you are now and where you want to be, where you desire to be, what the wish fulfilled looks like, okay? And we end up getting suckered in by conditioning, by habit, by old patterns and old beliefs into going after what we want by a lot of hard and struggle. Now, I'm not going to say that there's not effort. Anyone who has scaled a multiple six-figure business, has scaled a seven-figure business to a multiple seven-figure business, they will tell you without a doubt that they did things, that there were challenges that came up, that they faced, and that they had to grow through them, had to expand through them, had to figure out the solutions to those challenges that they as a human being, as a leader in their business, faced, and also as the owner of the business and the business was facing. So you have things that you're desiring and there are challenges. So how do you get what you want? Well, the first question, first and foremost, and this is in that manifestation matrix that I've talked about, that you have to claim what you want. That is the first question. Do not pass go. Do not just get busy and start working before you know crystal clearly what you want. What do you want? It's the simplest and yet often the most challenging question, because you are faced with circumstances that say that's impossible, or that's too much for you to be asking for, or who are you to go after something so big, so audacious, so enlivening, so good? Who are you to want all of it, not just some of it? Who are you to be so unreasonable? And there's all this denial that comes in, either from your internal conditioning that limits what you think you deserve, what you think is possible for yourself, and also from the outside world where you're looking at circumstances and saying, I'm not seeing this as possible. I'm not seeing it like the economy isn't showing me it's possible. The political environment isn't showing me it's possible. My pipeline isn't showing me it's possible. I'm not seeing the lead flow. It's not showing me it's possible. I'm not seeing the results it's not showing me it's possible, right? Like you're looking outside of yourself and you're not seeing that it's possible. So you go into what I call the denial phase. The denial phase is when you have claimed your desire and then you start rejecting it. You start thinking it's not possible. It can't happen. You're not good enough for this. You don't deserve it. All of that. And it's a challenge to lock your mind to that, to dismiss the denial. And here being super, super clear about what you want and holding it in your mind's eye, in your heart, is an act of will, a will of focus. It's how you manage your thinking. And this is what's required to really manifest, create, actualize your big desires. If you just, for a brief moment, articulate what you want, and then you don't continue to hold it, if you go into the doubt, the worry, the fear, saying, that's too big, that's too large, it's unacceptable, I can't have it, the circumstances aren't aligned, right? The stars aren't aligned, the evidence hasn't appeared yet. You will start going into a level of doubt that proves that it's not possible for you. And it proves that you're not worthy of receiving. Now, that's not your worth on a spiritual plane. We're all worthy. Every single one of us, every single one of you is worthy of receiving exactly what she wants. And yet we push away that truth because we are playing on the human plane, on this 3D plane, and we start going into that denial phase and pushing away the truth of the fact that we are worthy of receiving exactly what you desire, what we desire. And this is incredibly frustrating, okay? You are born worthy. I want you to understand this. You are worthy. The truth is you are worthy. There's nothing that is interfering with that except your ability to see yourself as worthy, okay? Already at that level of worthiness. And this is that denial phase that comes in because we are humans, okay? And that's not to say that you give yourself a pass. See, that's the nuance here, that we have to understand that we are human beings who are fallible, that we have human conditioning, limitations in our thinking, all of that. And if we just use that as an excuse not to expand and grow into the ability to see ourselves as more and more worthy and to occupy our worthiness, if you will, then we stay playing at that level. I believe that we grow ourselves into that worthiness through our experience here as human beings on this plane, and that we expand, and we do that by holding the knowledge that on a spiritual plane we are worthy, and that we are letting go of all the things that are coming between us and that true knowledge, experiential knowledge of our true worthiness. And we do that by growing ourselves, letting go of what's not true about ourselves, and growing ourselves into that fullness of expression, that godliness, that infiniteness, that is awareness, that is full consciousness. And I should say that is consciousness, okay? So how do we bridge that gap? How do we bridge that gap between our spiritual knowledge that we are worthy, that we were all born worthy, that we are spiritually worthy, that we are worthy on that plane of truth about who we are, the essence of who we are. And yet on the physical plane, we might not have the skill set yet to build an excellent marketing funnel. We might not have the skill set yet to know how to position yourself in the marketplace, or to do sales, or to hire a team, or to come up with a project plan that is going to actually scale your business, right? There are things that on the physical plane are cause and effect, and you actually need to be someone who takes those actions to grow yourself to the next level in your business to receive at that next level. So how do we bridge that gap? I am worthy, and I have not yet achieved the things that I so desire, and I really want more for myself. And I know that I have to grow myself in order to get there. Those two things seem like there's a big gap there that needs to be bridged. So you bridge that in a number of ways. So the first way is to really claim exactly what you want, to have that clarity of what you want, and have it be the truth of what you want, not a limited, small, reasonable version of it. And you claim it with your mind by defining it, and then you bring it into your heart as an emotionalized place, an emotionalized desire. It becomes something that you get hooked by and you fall in love with. Okay. The next thing that you have to recognize is that you can't go into magical thinking at that point. A lot of folks who teach in terms of the laws, you might have heard of the law of attraction, teach, just imagine it, just think it, just wish it, just claim it, and feel good, and it will come to you. And those things are not inaccurate. However, it's missing a big piece that's around action. Because if you just desire it and you say, I am worthy of it, I am worthy of anything I want, and which is true on the spiritual plane, but you're working on the human plane, that's called entitlement. That's called, I want something, but I am unwilling to grow myself, i.e., take action in this physical world to think differently and behave differently, to grow myself in terms of my emotional well-being, in terms of my mental well-being, in terms of my physical well-being, in terms of how I am in this world. Okay? And if you don't change who you're being, and therefore what you do as a result of who you're being, that's called entitlement. It's saying, I want something and I'm not going to change to get it. And yet everything you want that you don't currently have is at a higher level of awareness and vibration than where you are right now. So you must step forward into that higher level, which is going to require you to grow and change. But the dilemma is, how do you ask for what you want without denying it, without that denial phase of saying, I'm not good enough yet, when you haven't yet done the thing, right? Let's take a different example, imposter syndrome. So people often say, like, I want the job, but I've never done anything on that list. Or I want to give a speech on this, but I've never given a speech on this. How can I claim that I can give a speech on this, right? And the thing is that you have the desire and you haven't yet actualized on it. So how can you claim that you are there yet, that you are capable of it yet, that you are to use the phrasing that we were using before, worthy of it. So the way you do this is to get out of the magical thinking, get out of the fact that you don't have to change, but get into the place of, this is who I am, and to act from that place. So you're still taking action, you're growing yourself, you're expanding yourself, you're changing yourself, and you're doing it from a higher level of awareness, from a different place, from the place of actually being the person who's done it. And you act from that place. So you imagine yourself already there and you make decisions from that place. So that doesn't mean slipping back into your old small self that says, no, I can't do that. It means making decisions from the place that you want to be. And this is where people get into challenges all the time. This is where the element of time comes in. So time kind of trips up receiving what we want. It doesn't have to, but it can mentally throw you into a lot of doubt, worry, and fear. So the element of time is such that you do what I just shared with you. Claim your desire, you take your action, you act as from that place of having already received it. And then you're like, okay, Amira, where is it? It's been 5 minutes. It's been 3 days. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 months. It's been 6 months. Where is it? I want what I want. And that is that petulance, if you will, you need to watch out for that. Okay. That's a sign that something is off internally for you, that you are in doubt about your ability to receive it. Okay. So time comes in and you've accessed your truth. You've claimed your desire. You're staying in the truth by imagining it and really visualizing yourself there. You're getting ideas and inspiration. And then this is where people go off. They don't act on the ideas that come to them. And their ego mind comes in and goes into pros and cons and logic mining to death. And instead of trusting and going forward, they delay and then they lose momentum. And that makes it hard. Okay. It makes it really hard. And it creates, it pulls you right back into your current level of awareness. So you're going forward 2 steps and back 1 step, forward 2 steps and back 1 step. And this lengthens the amount of time that your actualization of your desires take. And one way to recognize this is that there's a law of gestation. Every idea that you have, and a desire is an idea, and an idea is a spiritual seed. So every seed that you have takes a certain amount of time to come into fruition. You don't know at the outset what that amount of time is. You can claim it. You can say, I really want it to be this. And you can make your best guess at it. But if you don't get the actualization of what you desire, the wish fulfilled, in that time, do you start going off the rails? Do you start going into fear and doubt and worry and scarcity thinking and thinking that it's not going to happen? That's going to delay your actualization of what you want even further, even longer. So now I want to go a little bit deeper on this. So if you're doing this, all is not lost. You're probably doing 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're making some progress. You're still going in the right direction, but it's just a little harder than you would like. You want it to be easier. You want it to be faster. You want a more pleasant experience. You want to have more delight along the way. And right there, what if that was the answer? That desire. Because guess what? It is. And the answer always precedes the question. Always. The answer's always there, right before the question. Even before you ask, it is there. So do you see it? Do you see what the answer is? You step out of the struggle and you choose an easier path. So you want what you want. And instead of being in that, it's not happening fast enough, it's not manifesting fast enough, this sucks, right? That story. You step out of the struggle and you choose an easier path. Now, most people will interpret what I just said, and they're like, oh, great, easier path. I'm going to sit on my couch and read romance novels and eat bonbons all day. Okay, nothing against chocolate bonbons and nothing against a really good romance novel because they're both really yummy. But you and I both know that that is not going to manifest your 100K business. It's not going to manifest your 500K business. It's not going to manifest your $1 million business or your $5 million business. It's not that. It's not just sit back, do nothing. Okay? It is, though, releasing yourself out of the place of struggle. Instead of flipping it to, oh, I don't want any hard work. Okay? I'm not going to engage in the hard work, in quotes. I'm not going to be consistent. I'm not going to put in the reps. I'm not going to learn a new skill set. I'm not going to figure out how to manage my mind or manage people or do the leadership work that I need to do or the marketing or sales. It's abdicating all of that and saying it should just be so much easier, so much faster. But not because you're afraid of that work. You enjoy that work. You just want it to be easier. Okay? So how do you make it easier, right? The answer precedes the question. You choose it to be easier. You don't choose no work. Okay? You don't choose abdication. You just change your perspective about the work that is involved in achieving what you desire. And I put quotes around hard work because the work itself is never challenging. The mental game that is challenging. It's what you're saying to yourself about what you're experiencing that makes it so difficult. Okay? So if life is about expansion, about growing into more, about expressing more of the truth of who you are, right? Going back to the beginning of this podcast, if life is about the expansion into the truth of your worthiness, okay, which is there, okay, and you are expressing it and growing into it and releasing out of whatever stops you. And until now, you've approached that growth, in this case, the growth about yourself into the next level of beingness that has already received what she is desiring, what she wants to manifest, what she wants to create in her business, as requiring struggle and disappointment, negative feelings and experiences, delays and hardships. If that's how you have been approaching expansion, you're going to get more of that. But what if you approached all your expansion with an attitude of ease and delight, right? With the opposite. What if you said again and again and again, what if this could be easy? So the thing that's right in front of you that you are saying, oh no, I want to take it. I want to say abdicate completely and check out. This is too hard. What if instead you approached the thing that was right in front of you and you just said to yourself, okay, what if this was easy? What if the answer in my desire, I want this to go faster, I want this to be easier, I want this to be more delightful, was right there in the wish for that. but you just needed to choose it by changing your perspective. And to clarify this, you will get ideas and inspirations to do things, and you need to take action on those. Now, that action can be action with struggle, or that action can be action with ease, delight, pleasure, flow, okay? The hard comes in when there's a gap between the inspiration and the action, the enjoyment of the action, where you start building a case that it's going to be hard for yourself or that you don't have enough time, where you go into the overthinking or the confusion or the doubt. It's that conversation in your head around the doom and the gloom that really gets in your way. So, few tips for you on this. Definitely close the gap on time. So you have an idea, take action on it right away. Okay. Let that be part of the momentum and the fun. Okay. Recognize those ideas, act on them without the struggle. Okay. It doesn't have to be there. Hold yourself to a higher standard around that. Okay. If you are right now in a bit of a struggle, like I want something, I'm going for something, and the loop in your head is this is hard, this is hard, this is hard. Step out of that. Because the desire, the wishing for it to be easy will bring the ease. The complaining about it being hard will bring the hard. So step right back into the ease by claiming your desire for the ease. Okay, with that, I'm Amira Alvarez. Rock it out, be unstoppable, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care. Bye.